Hello, this is LydiaScott.com again, and I want to talk to you a little bit more about twin flames. We talked about how relationships can affect your spirituality, and that how you act with your relationships here on this plane, this earthly plane, is great practice and a reflection of how you act in the spiritual plane. And that's especially important if you are astral projecting. Can you see how that would be very important? So anyway, but back to twin flames here on this plane. Twin flames are a reflection. Your twin flame will be a reflection of your higher self. And some people say, well, it could be a reflection of your one of your guides or your oversoul self. So is the closest reflection to that entity or image that you hold within your super consciousness. So that is absolutely true in my case. My partner is definitely a reflection of my higher self, my guiding self. So however you want to look at that. I didn't really realize that until much later in our relationship. So when that twin flame comes into your life, there is, at least from one partner's perspective, and probably from the other one, there is just a real compelling desire to be together. And you can say that's the way it is with most everybody, right? Well, this one's different. This one is an attraction and a love that is so deep, and a trust that is so deep. Initially, the trust is there. You get this overall idea of, as is the case with most starts of relationship, you get this compensating, overwhelming idea, feeling of trust for that person. You know, you may go into some relationships, I don't know if I can trust. I don't think that's a real good clue that that's your twin flame. There will be an overwhelming feeling of trust and friendship and a love so deep that at least later in the relationship, well, no, actually from the beginning, there is a space so deep that you don't even have to be with them. You don't have to be the one to be with them if you think that is not what their path is right then. That's how deep the love is. So the little analogy of the butterfly, where if you set something free and it comes back to you, then it was yours all along, really applies here. Especially in the case of, I had that test early in relationship to my twin flame, and he had some things to work on, and he had another path to go, and all I wanted was for him to have what he wanted, even though it pained me greatly. And I had to wait 6 years even for his return. And but even the current later, one of my people that I was dating later even said, that's who you're waiting for all along, wasn't it? And that's who I was waiting for. And so in the back of your mind, you know, there's this person, once they cross your path, it's almost like they are the standard. And you'll never really be okay until, you know, that standard is met and or exceeded. So it's very important, though, not to pray or ask your higher power for a particular person, ever. You can, if you're praying to meet your twin flame, actually before my twin flame came back into my life, I created a relationship vision board, and I created a circle, and in the circle I put all the attributes that I wanted, and then on the outside of the circle the attributes that I didn't want. And be very precise about this, because it actually exactly came true for me. So So within 2 weeks, my twin flame re-arrived back on my door 6 years later. I was ready. I had also hit a severe emotional crisis in my life, an existential crisis. It wasn't just emotional, it was an existential crisis. And my twin flame actually, and it's a huge story, and look for the book later, but my twin flame had a vision that I was in deep trouble, and I really was, and came back to my doorstep. Within 3 days he was there and had to find me. So your twin flame will be there exactly when you need him to be there, and when everybody's ready to get together. And even then, there's going to be these trials, these tremendous trials, because it's not about you just living happily ever after. You can live happily ever after once the lessons are learned. Remember, you're either getting a lesson or you're getting a blessing. So unfortunately, the lessons usually have to come first, because you don't know how to receive the blessings until those lessons are learned. And I know that's, that's not what people want to hear maybe. And there's enough love in there, and there's enough attraction in there. You're extremely attracted to your twin flame. You would do things for your twin flame that you probably even wouldn't do for yourself, and that's part of why they're there. You would do things for your twin flame you wouldn't do for anybody else. You wouldn't accept from anybody else. But that doesn't mean that you should accept abuse either. Because as I said, if you allow your twin flame to commit acts that increase their karma, you're not doing them any favor or you any favor, any favors at all. So you want to try to, doesn't mean you're going to be perfect by any means. And perfection is not required to start in a twin flame relationship. Or there would be nobody in a twin flame relationship. However, if there is any kind of abuse going on or anything like that, that's not a reason to stay in physical proximity to your twin flame. You can actually stay in the twin flame relationship. I've done this many times. We have done this many times. You stay in the twin flame relationship. You can be 1,000 miles apart. It doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, removing physical presence in times, but staying committed to the relationship, actually can increase the feeling of love. It can help the love return. It can help the negotiations for a healthy relationship. Set the foundation for a more loving relationship. So you do not have to be in physical proximity to a twin flame that is not able to control their anger, that has a severe addiction going on, that is not able to treat you the way that you need to be treated. For instance, I use the example of you stop smoking, they're still smoking. That doesn't mean you need to live in the same house and absorb their physical toxins. So there's lots of things, but you can stay in the relationship. As a matter of fact, getting out of a relationship reduces your chance that twin flame will receive the lessons that they need at that time to change. Isn't that amazing? So more on this, if you want to know more on this deep, complex subject, go to lydiascott.com and you can find more information there on twin flames. And it's really wonderful to be where you know that you're supposed to be. Have a great day. Have a great love life. Bye.